Hi friends, welcome to this different video that we're doing today. We've got a harvest moon coming up on the 24th on Monday, and I wanted to do some harvest moon scrying. Well, what does that mean? Scrying is when you look into something and you see shapes and you kind of channel answers to your questions and receive messages based on the shapes that you are seeing. So some people do this with a crystal ball. Some people do this with a with like a mirror, black mirror. We're gonna use wax and we're gonna see what we get here. And maybe just from like a meditative standpoint, from an ASMR standpoint, it might be fun to watch this. I will eventually put timestamps because this does take a while. And in the timestamps, I will go into when I start pulling out the shapes and start reading them. And because we have got the harvest moon coming up on the 24th, my intention in this scrying video is I just want to see what messages come up for us, because it's going to be pretty significant energy, guys. I know a lot of you have been having a really tough year. A lot of us have. There's been a lot going on astrologically that has been intense and insane and crazy. So for that reason, this harvest moon is coming into a new energy with the changes we had in Saturn not that long ago. The harvest moon will move through Pisces in the beginning, in the first few days, the next few days I should say, as I'm recording this. And Pisces is all about that dreamy energy, the dreams, the plans, the big ideas you might have, the things that you think about your life being that make you happy. And so there might be this dreamy stage for some of you. And then as the moon moves into the Aries energy, Aries is go time. Aries doesn't mess around. I mean, Aries has ideas and they're real go-getters, right? We know what Aries is like. It's very go for it energy. It's very powerful energy. It's very determined energy. It's action. Aries is all about action, action, action. So this is going to be a good time with the energies to really get things done. It's actually a pretty good balance. It's a pretty good marriage of energy if you think about it. You've got the dreams and the ideas and all the things floating around in your head, right? And then coming into that passion, action energy, making it happen, you know? So I'm scrying here for messages on what we all can do to make that happen. And what are some of the things some of us will be manifesting? Again, this is a general reading. I'm not scrying for any one particular person, but I ask that the messages come in be for those who are drawn to this video, who will be watching this video, and who are going to be, listening to the messages. I will be putting music over this, guys, so hopefully, I live in a really noisy neighborhood. Hopefully any outside noise that might be coming into the video is not too disruptive for any of you. But I will put music over it, and I will stop talking now that I've explained what I'll be doing. And maybe some of you will just enjoy watching the wax strip, listening to the music. If you hear passing cars, if you hear helicopters, if you hear people speaking in foreign languages, whatever you may hear, just let it go, just release it. Or, bring it as part of the meditation. You can use any color candle when you scry. I'm just using purple because I love purple. And I feel it's a very, it's a color of clean energy, of pure energy, of intuition. And I like the vibration of purple, so I'm using purple. But if you do this at home, you can use any candle, any color that you would like. Alright, so now we're just going to let time pass. We're going to let time do its thing. And then we will read the images. if you look at the flame, you'll see that the color is pretty strong. We've got some blue in there, we've got some violet in there. That's very good. That means the energy is clean. That means that the spirits that are coming through to communicate with us in this reading are of the angelic realm. I specifically did ask for Archangel Michael to guide this particular session and ensure that accurate truth came in, that we have a pure and clean channel to work with. And seeing that blue and purple for me is confirmation that we have that clear channel here now. Now, a couple of things I'm gonna say here as we're getting close to starting to scry. At one point, this one particular piece of wax that we are looking at now, basically, at one point to me it looked like a baby. It looked like a baby forming, and in the womb, like the beginning stages of a child forming. So I think for some of you there may actually be some kind of conception happening around the harvest moon. Maybe some of you are conceiving a child. For other ones of you, it could be inner child work. You might be forming or developing or going into a cocoon. Some of you, especially those of you who have just really been in this place of deep searching, longing, wanting connection, you may be going into a cocoon, so to speak, and preparing for a rebirth. Some of you are headed for a rebirth where you're emerging back out into the world a new person, and you're leaving the past behind you, and you are deciding who you are, you know, who you choose to be, and, you know, not living a life of labels or how others maybe had labeled you in the past. So for some of you, there's a rebirth coming up. A lot of other things here too that I saw as this wax began forming. Now, at one point it began looking like a heart, like, you know, that one piece, that separate piece was half a heart, and then this piece began looking like a heart. It's like the other half of it. So some of you are finally overcoming some kind of a broken heart. Some of you are finally getting to a place where you're able to overcome and let go of some kind of pain or resentment or trauma or disappointment. Some of you are coming into a time of healing. Now, please understand, sometimes before we heal, we have a time of awakening or realization, and full moon is a time when energies do come to the surface. So maybe before that healing, some of you are having some pretty significant feelings come to the surface that don't feel very good, you know, that kind of feel depressing or sad. So that may be happening for some of you as well. At one point, the two pieces together to me began looking like two heads kissing. So maybe some of you are healing a romantic relationship or reconciling. Some of you are calling in a soulmate. Now, I want you to understand the way energy and time works. I don't mean that on the night of the full moon you're going to get pregnant, or on the night of the full moon you're going to reconcile, or the night of the full moon you're going to meet your soulmate. I mean, hey, maybe for some of you it's going to happen that way. But typically what energy is and the way energy works, it means things have been set in motion. There's something energetically that has been set in motion that is leading. All right, I'm going to stop here before I burn off my fingers. I will put it out with my little candle snuffer. All right, there we go. So our candle is out. And we're going to let this continue to cool and dry. This one kind of portion here, I will bring in the light so we can see a little bit better. And we'll start with this one side here. And then when the other side is more dry, we'll take a look at that. So So as I said, some of you are coming into a time of, you know, completion, of feeling whole, inner child healing. This is so cool and so interesting to me, and I'm reading this in a couple of different ways. First thing that's jumping out at me is it reminds me a little bit of a monkey, okay? And you're going to see shapes of your own, and that's totally and completely cool with me. So if you're seeing shapes of your own, go with it. What do those shapes mean to you? What could it possibly mean for you? And, you know, think about what those symbols are for you. I'm going to read generally for the people who are watching this video. I know it doesn't look exactly like a monkey to some of you, but for me, I'm kind of seeing a monkey or a lizard, right? This like kind of feels like a tail to me. So for some of you, it's like you're wanting to have more play, you're wanting to have more fun, maybe you're wanting to have better friends. A side of a lizard would be you're wanting to go out on your own, and you're wanting to be able to like live off of the land, so to speak. And I don't mean going out and living off the grid, although maybe some of you are very tempted to do that. It could be more like you're not wanting to work for anybody else. You're wanting to like see what resources are available to you, and you're wanting to create a life where you're providing for yourself, or you are your own source of income. And that's what I think of when I see the lizard, because the lizard is very adaptable. The lizard can live in all kinds of climates, and it gets by. It does pretty good for itself. One thing to me, this also kind of seems like a very strong woman, or like a part of a very strong woman's body. Like this feels like a very sturdy and strong, like, you know, like a thigh muscle, or the top of a leg. And this kind of seems like a waist to me. So maybe some of you are coming into strength, or feeling strong, or you know, getting into trying to become more physically strong. I'm not gonna say this feels to me like an appearance thing. I don't think you guys are obsessed, or for those of you that this part applies, I don't think you're obsessed with looking a certain way. I think you're just wanting to manifest strength, like being strong, being healthy. For some of you, maybe if you've been victims of molestation or some unfortunate trauma, maybe a part of your healing is going to be working your body to where you're feeling very strong, and you're feeling like you can like protect or defend yourself. Let's see, what else am I seeing here? This also spiral here, oops, I hope I didn't like put a divot. No, it's a drop of water. So this little spiral here also to me is ascension. Some of you are growing, some of you are ascending, some of you are coming up in some way. We're gonna flip it over and see what all else shapes we can read. Usually this is the side where we really get the shapes. Look at that. Looks like an alien. Maybe there's gonna be aliens coming this full moon. Who knows? Who knows, man? Anything is possible. Especially what's going on in New Mexico right now. Like, they shut down the conservatory, and it's like national security, but they're not talking about it. Maybe it's aliens. Who knows? So, okay, guys, for some of you, I'm seeing all kinds of gnarly craziness here, like twisted, turning. On one hand, it kind of looks like a monster to me. So maybe some of you are battling, or you're putting an end to some monster or some fear. Again, though, I am seeing like if I turn it this way, it almost, again, I'm seeing like a feminine figure shape, a feminine woman. So, like, maybe, like, you're rising from the ashes, right? You're, like, defeating the monster, or you're rising from the ashes, and you're being reborn, like I said earlier. Here I see an elephant. Here I see a beautiful elephant. And elephants are actually a symbol. Yeah, people say good luck, so maybe some of you are coming into a time of good luck, or you're going to be working to manifest good luck. But elephants are a symbol of loyalty, sticking together, also very strong, you know, very strong. To me, I also associate, me personally, I associate elephants with family, right? Like, they're pretty strong, they're pretty tight in their herds, and they come together and they protect each other, and they look out for one another. You know, a little baby elephant doesn't just get raised by its mama. It gets raised by mama and all the other elephants that are in the herd. So for some of you, I feel like you're manifesting, or you're wanting to call in your tribe. or your soul family, okay? This also to me feels like a scorpion's tail, which is really awesome. I think some of you are developing a bit of a stinger, you know, like maybe some of you have been quiet for a very long time and people have been, how can I say, oops, sorry, little piece of wax. Maybe some of you have been like pushed around a lot or bossed around a lot, and people kind of say mean things to you, and you're learning to speak up and you're learning to sting just a little bit, right? But you're doing it in a matter of protecting yourself or creating distance. So maybe some of you are learning to be balanced with your venom. Like maybe you're developing venom, but hopefully also learning to be balanced with that venom. This piece here just kind of creeped me out. I don't want to break it off, but this piece here at the very, very tip, this looks like a face to me. It looks like a face to me. So maybe there's somebody that's like been hurtful towards you, and maybe some of you are coming into like an altercation or something is happening. But because it's looking in that way and it's attached to the tail, some of you might be having this self-realization where you're understanding, or like you're seeing that like somebody that's really been bugging you, somebody that's really been getting under your skin, is really just kind of like a mirror for you. A mirror for you. And so you might begin seeing things about yourself that you want to change. This also looks like a snake, and to me snake is transformation, it's healing, it's, you know, it's change, it could be rebirth, it could be a lot of different things. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and on and on and on, but I don't want to, you know, just keep going on. This also to me feels like a cord or a rope, but here the little tip could be like it's breaking, right? Like it's chipping or it's breaking. So maybe some of you are finally able to break some kind of bind, some cord or bind you're finally being able to break. But this looks like, this is insane, guys. And I'm going to be honest with you, like, I can't have a video that's like 10 hours long, so I'm not going to go into this too much, but I am definitely going to put this aside, and I'm going to be reading it some more. I don't know, maybe I'll do a part 2 at some point if I have time. But man, this is amazing. All these little like bumps and things here. It's like, so this to me feels like it could be releasing. Some of you are like letting go of some attachment. Some of you are letting go of some painful memories, some difficulties. But then this to me feels like something is being poured, like a thick batter or a paint even. So maybe some of you are expressing, you're becoming more creative, or you're expressing your story in some way. You're creating or making something. My goodness. I know that, you know, off camera, when I have a chance to really look at this up close and personal, like out of the lens, I'm going to start seeing things that I'm not seeing through the lens. So we may do a part 2, my friends. I'm going to set this down because I really, man, I haven't scryed in a long time and I really miss it. And I'm glad that I'm doing this today. It'll probably be something I'll do more of. So here, let me see what I can see here. Oh, we've got all these little teeny pieces. This to me feels like a little ant. A little ant. So maybe some of you are getting busy and you're getting to work. Oh, I dropped him or her or it. Maybe some of you are getting really busy at making something happen. More little teeny pieces here. I see a lot of pieces that are like connected, right? Like at one point, that big piece I took out and this piece were beginning to connect. I think some of you honestly are calling in some soulmate or some really intense, sorry, it's all blurry now, some really intense connection, because I'm seeing a lot of pieces that are like two that are joining together. That's our little ant. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna get here with the, oh wow, we got some, whoa, that looks awesome. Oh my god. Sorry, I get all excited. Let's take a look at this here. Again, some of you are giving birth to ideas or beliefs or principles. It's a little hot. I'm gonna let it cool down, because all of these little like things here, to me, like the little independent bumps, you know what I'm talking about? Like these guys here and this here, to me it feels like laying eggs. Some of you are birthing or giving birth to ideas. I'm seeing a fish in here too. Like it looks to me like those cool Japanese fish paintings of like the koi fish. So some of you are manifesting or coming into a time of prosperity. I'm seeing the reptile again too. I'm seeing snakes. So again, a lot of you are healing or transforming in some way. I think I'm gonna have to do a part 2 when I can really, and when this cools down a bit more, because I don't want to squish it. Or maybe, let's see, I see a heart. This looks like a whole heart to me, right? We talked about a broken heart coming together, so this looks like a whole heart to me in some ways. I'm seeing some phallic symbols in there, so maybe some of you are connecting with your masculine energy, or you're calling in a man. For those of you who date men, I date men, but so, you know, not, you know, so I don't want to, I want to be respectful for people and like the different kind of, you know, out there. I don't want to just say for you ladies, because I know there's ladies that don't identify as late, and I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, but I'm definitely seeing kind of like some phallic symbols there. I'm seeing this feels to me like rocks on top of each other, like the flat rocks. So some of you are creating some kind of shell, some kind of protection, maybe a sense of home. Maybe you're stacking up your little rocks, your little shelter, your place of home. Those stripes make me think of a zebra, right? So maybe some of you are coming into your passion, your personal strength. There's so much here to look at. This, for whatever reason, it made me think of a liver. I don't know what the significance of the liver is spiritually. Maybe some of you were giving up drinking. I don't know. But I don't know what the symbolic thing is of the liver. I'll have to look that up. And I'm going to have to make a part 2. I'm going to have to take my time and really look at this and then dissect it with my notes and come back and tell you guys what I got. Full moon, guys. This full moon is always a really excellent time to release, you know, especially if you're trying to manifest. And I said the harvest moon is a good time to do that. If you do want to do a release, I have a salt scrub / sea salt full moon energy clearing bath video. You can watch that. The ingredients are really simple. You might be able to make it at home. I have a healing bath kit that I make that I can send out to you, and this is the first time I'm also going to have it available in soap form. So if you can't take a bath, I'm making bars of soap for energy clearing and healing, especially for the full moon energy or full moon time. Reach out to me, send me a message at amethystangellight@gmail.com, or reach out to me on social media and private message me. And I think anybody, or if I get the order by you know, I want to say, you know, tomorrow night, which is, or tonight by the time you're watching this, which is Friday night, I guess by the 21st, if I get your order by the 21st, or yeah, I'm going to say by the evening of the 21st, then Saturday morning, I can go to the post office and send it out today, and you would have it by Monday, right? By the time for the full moon. And even if you don't get it right on Monday, you know, 3 days before the full moon, 3 days after is still a really good time to take a hold of that energy and do the clearing. So if you do want to do like a full moon bath or a full moon cleanse, and you want something that like I've made, reach out to me. I do have pictures available of it too that I can send you. So let me know. And I guess for that I'm gonna do about like, you know, it's like a cleansing kit. So depending on what you need, it could be anywhere from $15 to $25, including shipping. Let me know. Reach out to me if that's something you're interested in. But this was fun, guys. You know, for those of you who do decide to do this yourself at home, be careful, you know, be safe. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to have to really take my time with all of these shapes and come back to you with what I pick up. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do so. I'm going to have a love video coming up in just a couple of days for the month of October. I'm going to have a pick a card coming up. So check out the reading videos, guys. And I will see you soon. Take care.